The Chancellor's office erupts in blinding violent light. Lightning, raw, unnatural force lightning, tears through the air as Darth Sidious, his true face finally revealed, unleashes his fury upon Mace Windu. The Jedi Master's purple blade deflects the dark energy, but his strength wavers. Each second drains him further. I am going to end this once and for all. You can't! He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Wait, those aren't Sidious's words. They're Windu's. The Sith Lord twists them now, playing the victim even as dark power flows from his fingertips. I'm too weak. Don't kill me, please. Footsteps thunder in the corridor. Anakin Skywalker bursts through the doorway, his blue eyes wide in horror at the scene before him. The Chancellor, his mentor, his confidant, writhes on the floor, face scarred and twisted by his own dark chapter. Above him stands Master Windu, lightsaber raised for the killing blow. Anakin, I told you it would come to this. I was right. The Jedi are taking over. Time slows. In the canonical timeline, this is where everything changes, where Anakin makes the choice that damns the galaxy. But not today. Not in this reality. As Windu's blade descends, Anakin ignites his lightsaber, not to strike the Jedi Master, but to end the true threat. In one fluid motion, the Chosen One steps forward and brings his azure blade through Palpatine's neck, slicing the Sith Lord mid-scream. The lightning dies instantly, the room falls silent except for the hum of lightsabers and Anakin's ragged breathing. Mace Windu freezes, his eyes widening in shock. The body of Darth Sidious crumbles to the floor, and with it, 1,000 years of Sith plotting comes to an abrupt end. I had to. He was the Sith Lord. He was behind everything. The war, the corruption, all of it. Windu slowly lowers his weapon, studying the young knight before him. For perhaps the first time, he sees not the reckless boy who irritated the Council, but a Jedi who made the right choice when it mattered most. You did well, Skywalker. The Republic is saved. But is it? As emergency sirens begin to wail throughout the Senate district, as shock troopers rush toward the executive office, neither Jedi can imagine the consequences their actions have set in motion. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We thank you all for your continued support. Within hours, the galaxy learns the truth. Security recordings from the Chancellor's office spread across the HoloNet like wildfire. The beloved Palpatine, revealed as a Sith Lord, the Jedi vindicated as protectors rather than traitors, and at the center of it all, Anakin Skywalker, the hero with no fear, now the savior of the Republic. The Senate chamber buzzes with barely controlled chaos. Mas Amedda attempts to maintain order from the podium, but his words are drowned out by the clamor of 1,000 voices. Bail Organa rises from the Alderaanian platform, his voice cutting through the noise. We must face the truth. We allowed a Sith Lord to lead us. We gave him emergency powers. We nearly lost everything the Republic stands for. Padme Amidala watches from the Naboo delegation's platform, her hands clasped tightly over her still-hidden pregnancy. Pride and fear war within her as she sees her secret husband's image projected through the chamber. Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight, hero of the Republic, slayer of the Sith. Mon Mothma's voice joins Organa's. The emergency powers must be revoked immediately. We must restore the checks and balances that the war isn't over. The Separatists still threaten countless systems. We need leadership. The political chaos ripples across Coruscant. In the lower levels, citizens celebrate in the streets, burning effigies of the exposed Sith Lord. But in the corporate sectors, executives who profited from the war machine hold emergency meetings, calculating how to preserve their interests in this new reality. The banking clan representatives retreat to their towers, destroying records of their dealings with Sidious. Everyone scrambles to distance themselves from the fallen Chancellor's legacy. As the debates rage, Anakin stands before the Jedi Council in their tower chamber. The setting sun casts long shadows across the room, and the weight of the recent events hang heavy in the air. Conflicted you remain. Ended the Sith threat you have, but peace found you have not. I keep seeing her death. The visions haven't stopped. Padme, someone I care about, she's still going to die. Obi-Wan steps forward, concern etched on his face. Anakin, you've saved the Republic. You've proven yourself beyond any doubt. But these visions are getting stronger. Palpatine promised he could save her. He said the dark side held the secret to preventing death itself. A heavy silence falls over the chamber. Even dead, the Sith Lord's influence lingers like a poison. Dangerous such thoughts are. To the dark side, fear of loss leads. Then help me! The archives must have something. Ancient Jedi techniques, forgotten knowledge. There has to be a way. Mace Windu, who was remaining silent until now, finally speaks. You killed a Sith Lord, Skywalker. That doesn't give you unlimited access to restricted knowledge. The Council will discuss your future, including possible elevation to Master, but you still don't trust me. Days turn to weeks. The Clone Wars grind on, but without Sidious pulling the strings, the conflict becomes chaos and unpredictable. General Grievous, unaware of his master's death, continues his rampage across the Outer Rim. Separatist senators, no longer receiving secret orders, begin genuine peace negotiations even as their droid armies fight on. Anakin throws himself into the war effort with renewed vigor, but those close to him notice the change. On Felucia, as he leads the 501st through fungal jungles, Captain Rex watches his general push harder, fight more recklessly, as if trying to outrun something. Sir, the men need rest. You need rest. Anakin wipes purple blood from his lightsaber, his eyes distant. The war needs to end, Rex. The sooner we finish this, the sooner... He trails off, touching the Japor snippet hidden beneath his armor. Padme's presence in the Force grows stronger as her pregnancy advances. The campaign grows more brutal without Sidious's orchestration. What was once a controlled conflict becomes genuine warfare. Worlds that would have been spared in Palpatine's grand design now burn. The 501st liberates Ryloth, only to see it again weeks later. Victory and defeat blur together in an endless cycle of violence that even the Chosen One cannot break. In the Senate, the political landscape shifts dramatically. Without Palpatine's manipulations, long-suppressed voices of reform grow louder. Padme leads a coalition pushing for demilitarization and the restoration of democratic norms, but she faces opposition from those who've grown comfortable with centralized power and those who fear the ongoing separatist threat. My fellow senators, we stand at a crossroads. We can choose fear and maintain the mechanisms of control that nearly destroyed us, or we can choose hope and rebuild the republic our founders envisioned. Her words inspire many, but in the shadows of Coruscant's underworld, other forces stir. Mas Amedda and Sly Moore, Palpatine's closest advisors, have vanished. Intelligence reports suggest they've fled to the unknown regions, taking with them secrets and resources accumulated over years of Sith rule. The Jedi Council convenes an emergency session as disturbing reports filter in. Jedi shadows have uncovered evidence of a vast network Sidious left behind. Hidden temples, secret academies, acolytes trained in the dark arts. The Sith Lord is dead, but his legacy threatens to metastasize across the galaxy. Send investigators, we must. But careful they must be. Seductive, the dark side remains. I'll go. I know how Palpatine thought, how he operated. I can... No, you're too close to this, Skywalker. Your emotional state. My emotional state? I saved the Republic. I did what none of you could do. Sit down, Anakin. But his former Padawan is beyond hearing. The hero of the Republic doesn't take orders from a council that would have let Palpatine live if not for me. The words hang in the air like a challenge. Kit Fisto and Plo Koon shift uncomfortably. Even Yoda's ears droop slightly. There's truth in Anakin's words, and everyone knows it. The Council had been blind to the Sith Lord in their midst. Only Anakin's intervention prevented catastrophe. Weeks pass. Padme's pregnancy can no longer be hidden, though the father's identity remains a closely guarded secret. Anakin grows more desperate as her due date approaches. The visions intensify, sometimes showing her death in childbirth, sometimes showing something worse. In some dreams, she lives, but turns from him in horror. In others, shadowy figures steal their child away. Driven by desperation, Anakin begins his own investigation into Sidious's network. He tells no one, not even Obi-Wan. Using his status as the Republic's savior, he accesses classified records, follows encrypted leads, and slowly pieces together the scope of what Palpatine left behind. The trail leads him to Biss, a deep core world shrouded in the dark side. There, in a citadel that predates the Republic, he finds what he's looking for, a Sith holocron, one of several Sidious had hidden across the galaxy. The pyramid activates at his touch, projecting the image of an ancient Sith Lord, not Sidious, but Darth Plagueis, the Master Palpatine had murdered in his sleep. So, the Chosen One comes seeking knowledge. How predictable. I need to know how to save someone from death. Sidious said you had discovered the secret. The image laughs, a sound like grinding stone. Sidious was a fool who understood nothing. The secret to preserving life is not in preventing death, but in controlling it. To command life, one must first master death. To save another, you must be willing to sacrifice. General Skywalker! Sir, the Council has dispatched us to retrieve you. You're to return to Coruscant immediately. Anakin conceals the holocron behind his robes. Of course, Commander, let's go. But the damage is done. The seed is planted. The confrontation comes sooner than expected. Anakin returns to find the temple in upheaval. Mas Amedda has been captured, and his interrogation has revealed the existence of Sidious's holocrons. The Council knows where Anakin has been. Explain yourself, you will. I did what needed to be done. We can't fight an enemy we don't understand. You sought forbidden knowledge. dark side artifacts that corrupt all who touch them. I sought answers, answers you refuse to give. The archives are full of secrets you keep hidden, knowledge that could help people, save lives. Knowledge that destroys those who aren't ready for it. Anakin, please, you're walking the same path that Palpatine walked? I'm nothing like him. But even as he says it, Anakin hears the echo of Sidious in his own words. The pursuit of power to save those he loves. Isn't that exactly what the Sith Lord had promised? The argument escalates. Voices rise. Accusations fly. The unity that once defined the Jedi Order fractures before their eyes. Some council members call for Anakin's expulsion. Others argue for patience and guidance. The debate rages through the night. Master Ki-Adi-Mundi suggests confining Anakin to the temple. Shakti proposes a period of meditative isolation. Even Plo Koon, usually Anakin's supporter, remains silent. The order that stood united for 1,000 generations now tears itself apart over one man, the very man who saved them all. It's Padme's scream through their force bond that ends it. Anakin doesn't wait for dismissal. He runs, force speeding through the temple corridors as Jedi leap aside. Some try to stop him, a mistake. He doesn't kill, but he doesn't hold back either. Knights and Padawans alike are force pushed aside, their lightsabers spinning from their hands. Anakin, stop! Let us help! But Anakin is beyond hearing. Padme needs him. The vision is coming true. He bursts into their apartment to find her in labor, Senate medics already attending. She reaches for him, face twisted in pain, but eyes bright with love. Annie, you're here. I'm here. I won't let anything happen to you, I swear. The birth is difficult, but not disastrous. Twins, a boy and a girl, perfect and powerful in the Force. Luke and Leia, Padme names them, and for a moment, just a moment, the visions seem like nothing more than bad dreams, but the Force is not so easily denied. Padme hemorrhages. The medics work frantically, but her life force flickers like a candle in the wind. Anakin feels it slipping away and makes a choice that will echo through the ages. He doesn't fall to the dark side, not exactly. Instead, he does something perhaps more dangerous. He reaches into the Force with everything he has, light and dark together, and pours his own life energy into his wife. The room explodes with power, medics thrown back, equipment shorting out. When the light fades, Padme lives, but Anakin has changed. His eyes, when they open, hold flecks of gold among the blue. His presence in the Force is neither light nor dark, but something new, something unprecedented. He saved her not through Sith techniques or Jedi wisdom, but through pure, unlimited love channeled through raw power. The Jedi arrive to find a scene they cannot comprehend. Anakin Skywalker, hero of the Republic, sits holding his family, whole, alive, together, but the Force around him swirls with energies that defy classification. What have you done? I saved her, and did what you said was impossible. Yoda approaches slowly, leaning heavily on his stick. The ancient master's eyes are sad but understanding. Changed you have. Neither Jedi nor Sith you are now. A new path you have created. Then I'll walk it. The Jedi fear attachment, the Sith exploit it, but attachment, love, saved the Republic. It saved Padme. Maybe it's time for something new. The standoff stretches. No one wants to be the first one to move. Finally, it's Obi-Wan who breaks the silence. The Council will need to discuss this, but Anakin, you can't return to the temple. Not like this. Anakin nods. He expected as much. Then I won't. The galaxy is changing. The Republic is reforming. Maybe the Jedi need to change too. He leaves with his family that night, not as a fugitive, not as a Jedi either. The hero of the Republic becomes something else, a gray figure who walks between light and shadow, protecting his family and serving justice in his own way. The galaxy watches and wonders. Without Palpatine's empire, without the Jedi Purge, everything unfolds differently. The Clone Wars end not with Order 66, but with negotiated peace. The Republic reforms, scarred but stronger. The Jedi Order faces hard questions about their role in a galaxy that no longer sees them as infallible. Luke and Leia grow up with both parents, trained not in hidden desert huts or royal palaces, but in a home filled with love and complexity. They learn the Force not as a rigid doctrine, but as living energy that encompasses all aspects of life. Anakin ages, his power growing but tempered by responsibility. He becomes a mediator between the Jedi and the emerging Grey Force users who follow his example. Some call him the Chosen One still, he who brought the balance not by destroying the Sith and leaving only Jedi, but by showing that the Force is wider and deeper than any order can contain. But in the unknown regions, shadows gather. Mas Amedda and Sly Moore have found others who hunger for power. The Sith are gone, but darkness takes many forms. Ancient evils stir, sensing the galaxy's moment of transition as an opportunity. One night, as Anakin tucks his children into bed, Leia asks, "Papa, why do some people say you're dangerous?" Anakin considers his answer carefully. Through the window, Coruscant's lights twinkle like earthbound stars. Because I chose love over rules, and that scares people who think rules are more important than doing what's right. But you saved everyone. You stopped the bad man. I did. But saving people, it changes you. Power always does. The important thing is to use it for others, not yourself. Padme appears in the doorway, still beautiful, still alive because of choices that rewrote destiny itself. She smiles at her family. Impossible, improbable, but real. Come, Senator Organa is here. There are reports from the Outer Rim. Anakin kisses his children goodnight and follows his wife. Whatever comes next, they'll face it together, not as Jedi and Senator, not as prophesied hero and political leader, but as a family that defied fate itself. The Force is balanced, but balance is not static. It's a living thing that must be maintained, adjusted, fought for every day. Anakin Skywalker didn't fall to the dark side. He didn't become Darth Vader. Instead, he became something more dangerous and more necessary, a reminder that the greatest power in the galaxy isn't the Force itself, but how we choose to use it. Thunder rumbles over Coruscant as a new storm approaches, but for tonight, the Skywalker family is whole, the Republic stands, and hope, fragile, precious hope, endures. The galaxy holds its breath and waits to see what tomorrow brings. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of what might have been, remember to hit that subscribe button and join us for more explorations of the infinite possibilities within that galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.